Hello, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. There we go. Okay. So YouTube wasn't showing that we were actually live, and I was very confused and curious because StreamYard has been having all kinds of issues, or someone was having issues today, but they seem to be working out. All right. Hi, my name is Charlie. I'm a non-binary sci-fi fantasy writer, and I've got a story I'm working on, and I am joined today by the wonderful Megan McCarthy.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. I was really getting nervous because I've got the studio up over there so that if band hammers need to fly, I can do it very, very succinctly with one arm. Because that happened last week.
Oh no. Did I miss that?
Oh yeah, during one of the sprints, we're like right in the heart of one of the sprints. Yeah. But it was still showing that we weren't live. And I was like, oh no, what's going on? But it seems to be working. I've got two monitors up and they're both working. So, hey, it's been quite a week. I'm not going to go into a lot of it because it was a lot and I just don't need to rehash. But I am so excited to be here. I am so excited to get some more writing done because I have not had the energy or the time to do any writing since our last stream on Wednesday.
Oh no.
Which is one of the reasons.
How does a writer survive without writing?
Not well. At least
I can imagine. Like I write compulsively every day. Like I have to write something. It's like I can't not do it. It's impossible.
I have like 3
I would die.
Completely blank daily notes in my main Obsidian vault because I loaded them up to write things and my brain just dial toned. There's no energy, no anything there. And I was just like, to preserve this, I'm just going to leave these empty notes just sitting here. Maybe come back later and add like a brain broken, did nothing or something in there. So I understand why they're empty in the future and not like, oh no, 3 of my notes got lost. But yeah, it's been a bit. Hello, CB. How are you doing today?
Hola.
So like I said, I'm still working on that same short story that I was last time. I left off at like the best part 2. Leave because I left on a real cliffhanger. The hunter locked onto the location. Lyra pretended to be a pile of trash, and Lyra fought their instinct to run and forced their body to remain limp. Like the fight is about to happen. Like it's right there. You can feel it on the horizon.
Yep.
It's the best time, I think, to always stop with a cliffhanger so that you have a place to pick up at later and you're not staring at a blank page.
For me, that's a no-go because I will forget. That's also why I need everything planned out in advance, just otherwise I will forget exactly what I'm writing. And yeah. Ooh, that's good.
I love that I can do fireworks and stuff to things now. Though the Lonely Island Boys and Steve and Seth Meyers now have a podcast, and apparently one of them realized that they had the superpower and kept doing it throughout. The very beautifully distracting. And also, like, they would do one of the special effects and be like, guess which of our songs this is? And oh wow, my shirt is my shirt is green enough that it's okay. That was kind of cool. Do that again. Okay.
Ooh,
Woo!
I like the purple in the beginning. I'm like, ooh,
I'm surprised that I guess it's because there's kind of a beigey gold in my shirt that's kind of like the beigey gold behind me. That it
maybe.
to me the shirt is part of the background. I don't know. Hear that? That's weird. Um, but yeah, I'm very very happy to be here. Hello, Spence.
Hello.
Long time no chat.
Mhm.
Uh, so for anybody who has noticed, I have all of this month for both this and I just went ahead and scheduled random streams for the rest of the month for the game stream on Thursdays because I think we've all been enjoying them. They have been quite random. Last week that I played No Man's Sky while they all played Don't Starve together.
Yes, that was fun.
And there was a weird juxtaposition between old timey trying to survive and futuristic space trying to survive. And I kind of wish we could have like we do with all the
Dual
people's faces.
screen,
We
yeah,
could
that
have
would be cool.
all of the games on the screen. Cats, I am not going to put up with your shenanigans today. Sorry, Minerva ran up on Jinx and was starting to bop her in the face. Just,
Hmm.
I'm in a zero shenanigans kind of a place. Cats, zero shenanigans. Um, I can see that. I don't know if I want to, but I can see them doing that. Though the weirdest movie that I have seen anything from is apparently there's a movie coming out called Under Paris that's about a great white shark that swims up the Seine and starts attacking people during the Paris Triathlon. And I'm just like, why would you put that out into the world? Like, we've had enough weird disasters. Why would you like risk it?
Mhm.
This is true. This is true. I've been playing around. It just the problem with StreamYard right now is I think this is actually the paid tier that I'm on with them. I'm wondering if uh, the next tier up would allow you to do it, but you can only put one share screen on the screen at a time. So
Mm.
you can do all kinds of fancy things with how you have your screen layout, but there can only be one share instance of a share screen on the screen at a time. But I don't know if that's them or if it's just because I don't give them enough money for them to let me do it. But I think they get enough money.
Yeah.
Um, at least until I decide to start doing classes, and then I will go the next tier up because they actually have a full classroom setting
Oh,
that you
cool.
can do. So you can have the people there and then do your class and then bring people up to ask questions and they can raise
Mm,
their hands and everything.
that's cool.
And
That would be fun.
so if I just if well I say if when I decide to actually start doing classes because we actually have several planned out actually. This is true. I think the last time I saw him in a movie was in Oppenheimer, and he plays a just delightful villain. Alrighty, so here's the deal. I don't feel like hunting down a timer. If anybody has a timer that they would like to have me use, just put it in the chat. I'm fine with that. We can make it work. But I have very limited mental energy right now. And so I'm trying to use it for for things I want to and not the things that I don't. So what I figured we could do is like we've been doing. I'll keep track of the time on my phone. And since I haven't really been having stuff on the the screen while we've been doing this, I'll just share what I'm writing. Like a lot of
Oh,
people. So I'll just literally write in the open. You can see all of my spelling mistakes and weirdnesses. I don't care. I used to do this when we first got started, kind of stopped because it was all the rage to have a timer on the screen, and I get that. I just it to be very Marie Kondo about it. When I hug it, it does not bring me joy. So
Hmm.
it goes onto the van with everything else that's going to the mission. Um,
Spence wants to know, does she use her evening time to go for a walk or to go hide in her room and write?
oh,
That's a tough one. That's a
I would
really
say
tough one.
ask yourself internally. Go, just take a moment, take a deep breath, and ask yourself where the dopamine is. This is how I answer most of my questions now. Like, I can freely do this or this, and neither one is urgent.
And if they both provide dopamine, go with the one that will provide the most dopamine
Yeah,
over the longest period of time.
yeah, because I just look. Things are rough for a lot of people right now, and I know we've been going through a lot. I've talked about it some on previous live streams, and I'm just going to say to anybody who might be new within the sound of my voice, I'm sorry. Homework. You can go back and see previous live streams. I don't feel like rehashing things right now, but because I don't need to cry. I spent most of yesterday in tears, and I don't need to be in that headspace right now. So lots of struggle right now. So wherever there is joy, wherever there is dopamine, wherever you can find that like happy place that isn't self-destructive, that's how I answer all questions. Granted, that does mean that we did have baked brie 2 days in a row.
Is that a problem? I don't see it as a problem.
Because we need to work
I
through.
would like that if it was a problem. I would take that problem.
We needed to work through what we had, and it was just really easy to put it in the oven, get it all nice and good, and all of the fun stuff, all of the nom noms that go with it. Ooh, see, now you're like tempting me to be like have an opinion.
Yeah, you should totally like go hole yourself up in your room and write. That seems like the best choice. Like, yeah, I think that's the way to go.
So just a couple things while I'm thinking about it. And let me actually load these up. I can show it to you. So I'm really wanting to make my fiction much more interactive. Interactive is not really the right word. I don't really know what the right word is because engaging is too much of two buzzwords.
Participatory.
Somewhere in there. So I am in the process of migrating my stories, which are already on World Anvil, into actual articles on World Anvil, so I can actually link like to the character articles and to the place articles and to the so that while you're reading through, if you're like, oh, that's fascinating, I'd like to know more about that, you can just click it. Because at least right now, even no matter how much I put in the request for it, I get it. I'm probably the only person asking for it. You can't easily do a direct link from a manuscript over there into your world. So I'm in process of moving all of that over, and really kind of excited about that because this is kind of what I've been dreaming about for a really long time, to like have this all interconnected and like all of the things, because deep lore is like my favorite thing in a setting, which I know is a shock.
What? Oh my gosh, I'm so shocked.
So I have been making these. This is the headers for the first 4 books in the Legends of the Jade Moon series. It's just the book cover and a place that is significant to that book.
New Mexico. No.
And I'm really excited about this. This should start showing up in the not too distant future. The reason I'm saying this on the live stream is I keep telling people that I am updating about all of this over on the live stream and over on the YouTube channel. And because like that book, those books, the first Liquid Sky book came out in 2005, because I've been writing forever, y'all. So I don't know how much fanfare I'm really gonna do about it. Like, I should at least do a little brief mention of, hey, guess what? This is over here. And hopefully I will remember to do that. But I cannot guarantee that I will remember to do that. So this is your heads up. It will be listed on the homepage as they're going up, but it's all going to be interconnected and interlinked and everything. And there are a bunch of articles that I only have in my notes that this is going to encourage me to finally get up there. And I'm very excited about this process, because I don't know, that's kind of what I've always wanted to do. I've just been I'm going to use the blue language. I think we've been streaming long enough that YouTube won't penalize me for it. I've been a little too chicken shit to actually do it. And yeah, I don't care anymore. I want it, and I'm going to make it happen. So that also means that all of the Legends of the Jade Moon books are going to be up there. Shine Like Thunder is going to be up there. Fate's Horror is going to be up there. The first Mask of the Gods book, The Hidden, is going to be up there, as well as I might even put up some of the unfinished sequels, because I'm curious if people want to see them get finished. Because I have a couple. As much as I love the Liquid Sky, the Legends of the Jade Moon books, they did not have the most rabid audience at the time, which is fine. But it kind of dissuaded me from working on book 5, even though I have quite a bit of it, and a very shocking opener for book 5. So I might go ahead and put those up and just start dabbling and putting up chapters randomly and just write fanfic in my own freaking worlds.
Nice.
This may be my future. I don't know. But it really feels like where I'm going. So definitely, if you're not following me over on World Anvil, I am CE Dorset over there. And if you find me on any social media, I think I'm that everywhere except for maybe TikTok, which I don't use. I think I'm Charlie Dorset over there, because there's a fake CE Dorset over there. I think. I don't know. I had to do something weird with my name over on TikTok, because there's literally a fake me that has my profile picture and everything. Oh, but that's TikTok.
TikTok.
Guess some fireworks to TikTok. Alrighty. Actually, I guess I should have done the storm clouds instead. Storm clouds for TikTok. Alrighty. Well, I think that's enough. So hopefully that works for y'all in how we're going to be kind of setting this up. We have traditionally done silent sprints over here. I'm perfectly okay with doing that. Just so y'all know, if you ever do want that to change, I have uploaded all of my music into StreamYard, so we can have music that we don't have to worry about getting a copyright strike for on in the background.
Woo!
Because I'm not going to say anything. Though I do think it would be kind of funny to do a copyright claim on one of my own videos, just because, I don't know. That's just a thing that should not be able to be done. Like, the system should literally stop me from doing that, but I know it won't. Alrighty, so I have a setup for a 15-minute sprint for our first sprint. I feel like most of the social media that I've been engaging in is a little toxic. Oddly enough, with the exception of Blue Sky, because I've somehow fallen into the very angry, wholesome pagan side of over there. And yeah, It's weird to like not be afraid of weirdness when I load up a social media app. Don't know how I ended up getting over there, but now that I'm there, I'm entrenching myself in, digging in like a tick. Alrighty. So here's the deal. Yeah, 15 minutes. I've got to set up on the timer. Now what I should do, just because. There we go. Where did the other thing go? There it is. Oh. Where StreamYard? Why is everything moving? Okay, there we go. So I'll go ahead and put that on so I don't forget, because then we have answers to anybody's questions. We will be back in 15 minutes. We're going to just do a warm-up sprint. Oh, for anybody who's curious, I don't know how long the stream's going to go today because I really want to get some writing done. I don't know what time my husband's going to be home. There's a lot of things. Minimum 2 hours from when we started, but we'll see how energy and life, what energy and life bring. Anywho, let's go ahead and get started on this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and timer has started. And we're done. I have to say, that's, as we were talking about earlier, liking to stop on cliffhangers. The second hunter aimed their pistol at Lyra. It's not a bad cliffhanger to end that sprint on. Alrighty. How did everybody do? Full screen. Alrighty. So how did everybody do? I saw a bunch of people showed up in the chat while we were doing that sprint. Let's go back and say hello. Hello, Thag. How are you doing today? Oh yeah, we don't talk about the app formerly known as Twitter. Like, yeah, it's and yeah, I can't use Facebook because I have experiences there. It looks like ADM put in a clip of what they're working on. Hello, how are you? Let's see, would it be considered inappropriate for Tony Stark to call Nick Fury a
I mean,
that
technically, it is an ableist phrase. So if that is something you're not okay with, then I would avoid using that term. But
you could have him call no, Luddite doesn't work because Luddite's somebody who's not into technology. But that's hard to say that Nick Fury is not into technology. Though from Tony Stark's point of view, I think everyone's kind of a Luddite. I mean, he doesn't understand why they were upset that he made Ultron. So, he seems to be a bit more I don't know, vociferous about the use of tech. Yeah, I can understand that. I agree with Megan. There is a bit of an ableist thing in there, and again, that goes into what kind of Tony Stark do you have? Because I know, like, when I first started reading, and remember, I am owed. Can you not see where is it? Where my white hair? Like my one line of like extremely white hair. All the gray is very visible, but I now have I think it's over here, the one stripe of like extremely white hair. But when I started reading comics back in the 90s, Tony Stark would say some of the most vile, awful things. He was kind of, well, I don't recall him ever saying anything specifically racist. He did say a lot of ableist and sexist things. So depends on which Tony Stark you're writing about there. Yeah, Snake works. Oh, so always the parental issues with the Starks, which I understand. Like, there's a lot of reasons for him to have daddy issues, like way too many. So, Megan, how did you do on that sprint?
I went and I got a snack. I ate the snack. And then I just kind of stared at the page called Untitled and looked at what I had written, which was nothing. And I pondered what I should write next.
I forgot to look at my word count before I got started, but I'm at 1342 now, so I don't know. I got quite a bit written because I wrote from there to all of this. I wrote.
You're
Yeah,
not sure
that's
the
last
screen.
sentence. So from the word strange, all of that I wrote in that sprint. So let me put this over into something. I'm curious how many words that is. I'm not sharing screen, am I?
No.
It was a lot of scrolling. It was a lot of scrolling. Let's load Scrivener. Why not? I have some stuff in Scrivener that I can put this in for real quicks. Because I am very curious how many words it was. 214 words that sprint.
Nice. Not bad for 15 minutes.
Not bad at all. I mean, it is kind of cheating because it's an action sequence. And I love writing fight scenes like way more than I probably should. In fact, I think every book I've ever written has a fight scene in it somewhere, with one exception, which was specifically written with the intention of not having one, and it still has it still has one. It still has one in it. So yeah, even when I specifically set out to not write, yeah, I don't know that I can. I don't know that I can actually write something without a bit of an action sequence in it. Wait. Okay, so over on the Dragons of Night World Anvil thing, if you search for the short story In the Light of the Moon, which is, I think, a romance story. I've had many people dress me down about that because there's the ending to them was extremely not romantic.
Mm-hmm.
I beg to differ, but am goth, so your mileage may vary. But it was a story I wrote years ago for Valentine's Day. It was a Valentine's Day giveaway that I did many years ago. I don't believe it has an action sequence in it. I think it's just a date gone horribly wrong.
So Nessie, for all winter, has been wearing a sweater to keep herself warm. And now that it's like 75 degrees out, we took it off, and now she looks naked. And I just
I've tried to take a drink.
look at her and I laugh, and I'm like, this is inappropriate, dog. You need to put something on.
As somebody who grew up in the time period of, wow, people are strange, that they were trying to get Looney Tunes banned from television because Porky Pig was lewd because he wore a shirt but no pants. And I'm just like,
they did that for a Disney character too, for Winnie the Pooh, I think.
I think it was Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
you're right. And as people, if we're going to complain about cartoon characters' clothing, can we talk about why so many of them wear white gloves? Like that's a callback to minstrel shows. Like that has extremely racist roots. That's why most cartoon characters wear white gloves, is because early cartoons were animated versions of minstrel shows. And also why either some things have removed the gloves or gone through great pains to explain why their characters wear them. But yeah, if we're going to complain about clothing, let's start with the gloves, because that's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny just always either naked or in drag. Because that would be a really fun question to ask somebody who has some better memory of Warner Brothers cartoons. Has Bugs Bunny ever worn any clothing that wasn't a dress? I'm sure.
I
outside of
think
the
a suit.
I was also going to say outside of the Space Jam movies, because those don't count because everybody was wearing like basketball clothing.
Cause there wasn't there an episode where
May have been.
Bugs Bunny pretended to be a conductor and wore a conductor's suit.
I do love this reason. Yeah, the specific shade of yellow that the uh, Simpsons are was specifically chosen because if your TV was not color calibrated properly, or if your antenna was going out, it's the color that human skin would look like, that white skin would look like as that signal's degrading. And yeah, he very specifically picked that and all of the other colors. That's why the surrounding colors are those pinks and purples and everything, because those were the colors that would show up when the signal got all kinds of weird and wonky and would make people try to fix their televisions. Yeah. And yeah, that really does. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of being an oldie, I remember sneaking out, my friend and I having sleepovers and sneaking out to watch the Simpsons shorts on the Tracy Ullman show. Yeah, I you see the white hair? This is like a streak of it now. It's fully white hair. Oh, it is taking over. Yep. Alrighty. So I was thinking for our next sprint, maybe what are we thinking? 20 or 25? How froggy are we feeling?
I'm leaning towards 25.
Ooh. You're usually
Yeah.
the one that's like, not the long one, not the long one.
Well, I had my warm up sprint, I had my snack, so my brain is all fueled up. So hopefully something will sprout from my mind onto the page.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I do kind of know where the scene is going, and the question is when the thing happens, will my imagination show up so that I describe it well, or is that something future me is going to have to fix in editing? 'Cause I know the thing that is about to happen, and I'm hoping my imagination shows up to help me get all of the all of the words there. Yeah, I do love that all the Simpsons have four fingers, but God has five. Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember the Life in Hell stuff. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's all manner of fun. Yeah. It's my understanding that all of the characters in there are named after his family, with the exception of he changed Matt to Bart. Because that's the one that he should have been. Because he had and he changed the Matt character to Bart. But Maggie, Lisa, Marge, and Homer, my understanding was that's his parents and sisters. And that many of the early stories were, especially uh, from the Tracy Ullman show and for some of the early comic strips he drew of them, were semi-autobiographical. Because there's nothing like getting out your past traumas through your fiction. And on that note, uh, let's get back to the writing. I'm going to get this. Let me hit the buttons so I don't forget. Because we always get the questions of why is it so quiet in here? So I'm going to go ahead and turn those on. We're going to get started on this next sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Beepity beep, beepity beep, beepity beep. Alrighty, that is the end of that sprint. Let's see. Oh wow, that's like another almost 300 words added to the story. The thing has happened.
I think I'm gonna head out because I have a wicked headache.
Aw.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go try and take a nap maybe and see if that makes it go away.
Okay, I hope that helps.
Thanks. I'll
Have some
see you
water
later.
too.
Yeah.
Yes, helping, so we'll see what happens. Hi, cat. Bye, cat.
Feel better.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I have to say, yet again, good sentence to end on for the sprint. Whatever that creature was melted away into nothing. Have to say, been very lucky with where the ends of the sprints have been landing today, as far as like good cliffhangers for the going on. So we have traded out Megan for both a Carrie and a cat. I'm amazed that I still remember which way to actually point for these things. And
I mean,
we
it's
have
like
a
pointing
fair
towards your husband. So when you refer to Brian, it's a very similar direction.
It is because that's where his chair is. It's just
Also, what
It's-
services is Spence offering me up for? I scrolled through the chat and I was like, what?
Wait, what?
so. We were talking about for the Thursday games, since we've been doing the chaos streams. Wouldn't it be lovely if we could just have everybody's game screen
We can't.
on the screen? And I was just like, if anything, that would require some kind of OBS nonsense, and that does not like
It
my.
would. StreamYard, no matter what level you're at, only allows you to share one screen.
That's what I thought.
But at higher levels, you can have multiple cameras.
Yeah, but I feel like everybody having a different video game would be overload for even the not neurospices.
Isn't
Oh
that
no,
the
I might
point?
actually follow it then.
Which way do I look?
Isn't that the point?
Because when we've been doing, and I've been in StreamYard with the Chaos ones, I'm actually watching all of the little videos down below. Because everybody's sharing their screen simultaneously, so I can see all of the.
Some fireworks there for CB with the 293 word. My eyes are not focusing on that last number.
298.
There we go. By hand. I thought about writing this out by hand. I would probably be happier if I was writing this out by hand, but I am trying to get a World Anvil badge, so I know it felt oddly appropriate to just write it there. And so that's what I am doing, is writing it there. But yeah, I'm enjoying the story. It's going to get creepy from now on out because the action sequences happened. The really creepy scene has just happened.
So, actually, I can think of a way, but only one person can be in StreamYard to do it. So everybody would have to be in Discord, and the person in StreamYard would be sharing their entire system audio and their entire screen. So it probably would have to be somebody with like 2 monitors. But then you get everything that person's computer system is playing. And if everybody shares their screens in Discord, that person can have those windows up.
You got a point there. So there is a way.
There's a couple.
I don't know how many words I've written today in total. All my only words that have not been in overly long emails. Love my job. I've written in this stream, and it's a lot of scrolling. I did this off screen during the last one, but I from this for the stream. I've written from there. Scroll back. Scroll back. Scroll back to right there. So from there down,
It's not bad. Nice.
I've written so far on this stream, and I'm loving the story. Just a little too much. Which can upsets me because usually when I'm truly loving a story, that
Look at
means
the
like
back of it. It looks chaotic, but I love it. Because I did the folds.
Oh, it's shiny.
Yeah, because I used the actual metallic gold and silver. So the back I used a scraper instead of a paintbrush, whereas with these I used an actual paintbrush with the sides.
I do too. That's why I got this thing. This is for anybody who has never seen this. This is a Remarkable tablet that you can handwrite onto, and it will turn your handwriting into actual text. And because my eyes get very photosensitive, I even got the add-on so that I can turn it into a laptop and type on it for when I need to just do that. And this has been very, very nice. I've written
Awesome.
quite a bit on this thing. We're not sponsored. I'm not sponsored, but Remarkable. I will chat up this thing all you want.
Considering you're doing it for free right now.
Yeah, considering I'm doing it
paid them to do it.
Yeah, if you paid me, I would do it even more. But I absolutely love this thing because it can even read my trashy handwriting. And it actually has a lower error rate. I figured this out, that my handwriting, even with the handwriting recognition on this tablet, I have a lower typo rate than when I type.
Nice.
So apparently I don't misspell things as often when I write by hand. Because apparently a lot of my misspellings are just miskeyings more than misspellings.
One of my fingers types slower than my other ones, so I have to actually slow my other fingers down for one finger. So a lot of my mistypes are actually because that finger is a little bit too slow. So I will type that one out of order because my one finger is a little bit slower when I type than my other ones.
Well,
So I feel like for Mr. Prince, I need to go
I
full
realized
screen
that
and fully celebrate
my
this.
green.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yee.
Getting to the
My
purple in the outfit.
my old keyboard, because it was dying, it wasn't like picking up the letters that I was typing as much. So since I got this, it's a lot better. So
Good.
But yeah, I do highly, highly recommend this thing. It also works really nice when you're out in the sun. I do wish that they had a bit higher contrast on the screen, and like the one thing that would get me to upgrade as soon as I could afford it to whatever the next tablet is if they can get me anywhere comparable to my Kindle Paperwhite in contrast, because it's not quite as stark as the Paperwhite, but it did give me a wonderful excuse to break down and get this wonderful neck light that works so well.
Hey, did you ever figure out what the length was on the? Because it was like what, like 6 to like forever. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I have not plugged this thing in over a month, and I use it a lot. So I'm not.
So we're gonna go with it has the really good battery life.
Yeah, so I think it actually has the really good battery life on it. But because I use it for crochet a lot too. Because especially with what I'm crocheting right now, if I can grab him, I've been making one of his arms fell out of his head.
Yarn?
I've been making a little Grim Reaper boy.
oh, that's so cute.
You see the Grim Reaper boy, and there's one of his
Black yarn is
arms.
so hard.
I just have one more arm to make for him, and then I'm gonna also. It's got a pattern for the scythe, and so I'm gonna make that too. That's why there's all these danglies because I haven't really stitched everything together yet.
Nice.
But especially with working with this thing,
Yeah, black yarn, tiny stitches.
it's really nice to have because it's got a really
I was
good.
getting a couple stares today
Noah, you just have insane tension.
when I went to took Peanut to her therapy. I had this, and I stuck my tablet in the little slot, and I'm sitting there with it on my lap. I'm working on my.
Nice.
But I am
One
all
little
for.
girl came in, and she's like, "It's a tiny computer."
I am all for technological solutions to problems, just to make things easier, and I'm very happy. Like I was very concerned with when we got the Remarkable because I have been sold this lie before of yeah sure it can read your handwriting. I'm like yeah nothing can read my handwriting. I can barely read my handwriting. But Meadow got one and she raved about how well it worked, and we did a voice call and she sat there and showed me all the things, and yeah they owe her a commission because at least that one, I don't know how many others she has sold, but at least that one they owe her a commission on because I would not have bought it without her like doing the full QVC demonstration on video for it. But just say I kind of wish there were a couple apps I wish I could just plug into it so I could just write directly into them, like Obsidian. I wish there was a plugin where I could just pull my notes directly into Obsidian from there, but I'm not writing a plugin, even though I was reading all of the World Anvil API notes the other day because I was thinking of making a World Anvil plugin for Obsidian, but I'm probably not going to do that. But I really want to. But I'm not.
I hadn't noticed, but World Anvil's on 1.1 now.
Yeah, they updated the user interface and it's crazy. Like if you the post that they put out is like you'll kind of notice some changes here, there, and here, but it's a lot zippier. And yes, it moves faster than I do now, and that's kind of an awesome feeling. It's like when you get a new computer and you forgot how fast a computer could actually run. And you're just like, wow, everything's so zippy. That's kind of the experience of using World Anvil right now. Of like, wow, I didn't know things could move like this. Which
I
is
was
nice.
raiding the yarn stash at my mom's. Because
I love that instead of going shopping, you went to mom's.
I mean, feels appropriate.
I mean, this is all stuff that I have bought that she was just keeping. But a certain somebody who just moved back to the States that is not here, but has been generous to us all, said that one of her favorite colors is purple. So I want to make something for her she shed. So I have slightly sparkly
that
purple.
Is a beautiful purple.
And then this purple.
Ooh.
It's showing up more dusty purple on the camera, but it's not really. And I don't know what to make. I have two of these and one of these. And I want to make something.
I have quite a few Lovecraftian monsters and various other Studio Ghibli nonsense patterns for, and amigurumi is honestly anybody who's thinking of taking up crochet, start with amigurumi. It's a lot easier. Yeah. Find one of the ball critters so that you can learn how to do crochet in the round.
You also get
start there.
Learn quite a few of the stitches, like the basic stitches. Yeah. You learn quite a few of them just by doing them. Which I should have started with those, but I didn't. But I have the yarn already chosen, and I have the eyes and stuff. I want to make the She Who Is Not Here. I wish to make her a Cthulhu.
I have a couple different
from my. I also had There's a couple of the ones in my little monster book. The one that cryptids and creatures, whatever.
You guys can
what I
help
have,
me brainstorm ideas
that I wanna
off
make the
stream,
one.
so in case she watches this later, it won't be spoiled.
I will say though,
She
with
already knows that I want to make her one of those things.
1.5, because she hasn't said anything in a while, people here in that family that might be able to help me find good crochet yarn for this. Someone may have sent me a Vivi pattern, and I want to make a bunch of them. A whole bunch for myself, and also maybe to give a few away. And I'm being very picky on the yarn color because, like, his coat needs to be the right color blue, the eyes need to be the right color yellow. Like, I'm stressing out about it. And if anybody happens to know, like, has an obsession with like yarn types and colors and brands and stuff, yeah, actually, you're kind of on the list. Yeah, you're definitely one of the people on the list, because I have a pattern and I really want to make one. I'm just being very picky because this is like one of my favorite. I'm not even gonna put the video game on this. It's one of my favorite characters in all of fiction. And I'm being very picky with my color choices. Yes, I know. And I expect at some point my Discord to get flooded with, how about this one or this one or this one or this one or this one? Because she just has those moments where she just wants to go window shopping for yarn.
If you text me, like actual text messages, pictures of the colors you would want, the next time I'm at the Hobby Lobby, I can check their yarn as well.
I hate our Hobby Lobby so much. Mainly,
I hate Hobby Lobby, but they're my option and they have good yarn.
There's like multiple reasons for me hating the Hobby Lobby, but I have summoned from the The thing I hate most about our Hobby Lobby is it's basically like, that aisle at Walmart that has all the seasonal stuff in it?
Yeah.
That's like all that our store is.
That's all the Hobby Lobbies are, because Hobby Lobby
at
is
least
just a
half
terrible
of
store
Hobby
and
Lobby,
evil. And if you have
Hobby
access to a Michaels, go to Michaels, not Hobby Lobby.
We have a Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, we only have Hobby Lobby around here.
Or go to a
question.
Hobby.
I'm sorry, this is a random thing. Has anybody else's fucking YouTube gotten that update? And I fucking hate it.
Mine hasn't. I've been watching all day and I keep refreshing trying to see if it'll do it to me.
So it literally went Monday, I had my old YouTube layout when I watched a video, to Tuesday I had this new monstrosity.
I think it's still being tested.
Yeah,
and so
they're slowly laying it out. Here, we're gonna have Streamception for a second.
Yeah, I have not gotten it yet.
Also, this shows how stupid the layout is with a live stream.
Hello, Nikki.
So I'm just going to do my entire window, not share my system audio. Okay. Streamception. Here we are. All right. So look at this. So they literally took the recommendeds and shoved it down here. But take a guess at where the description information is.
I have no idea.
And where to hit like.
Yeah, where?
You have to close the live chat.
What?
To even see the title of the stream, to see the stream information, to like the video, and then you have to reopen the chat.
What the
That's how this works. And then if I go to, we'll go to Gray. Just because. So with a video, it's the same. But like, this makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, that does not make sense at all.
Whoever made this decision should be fired.
Okay, we need to go full screen for a moment, so I can do Thunderstorm for YouTube. Ah!
And like, I hate it so much that I literally cannot actually.
Oh, I get to see it again in Streamception.
The browser. But I literally, this messes with my brain, and I hate it so much. I'm like, I literally can't.
And a third time.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh man, I'm loving this. Like all of the boo for you too.
Hold on,
Like,
let's
all the
leave it there
boo.
for another, just to watch it.
This is the boo that never ends. Oh,
Who made this UI decision?
I don't know. I
Somebody on some whatever drug they're giving Elon Musk.
So I watch Critical Role. So I literally, it's still a YouTube video that I'm watching, but I literally went to their actual website to watch it because it, like, I just can't on actual YouTube. So like I'm even more gonna be more absent because my brain hates it
yeah,
so much.
I'm very glad that hasn't rolled out to me yet.
I don't know what actual drugs Elon Musk is taking, but they're making him very, very stupid.
Yeah, I'm not going to name names because he's a very litigious person and likes to go after small people, but I have theories.
I'm still just giggling over the leak/release of his recent deposition. That was just so funny.
Oh, what's the phrase about chickens and roosts?
Nikki, top message versus live message is for like when it's a really big live stream chat,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've been on some of those streams where there's like thousands of people in the chat, and yeah, it makes a lot more sense to have that option when
Top chat doesn't
even
move as fast
even when
as
they
live
set
chat.
it on slow mode, it's still.
It's still vroom. I was trying to read that one comment. It's gone now.
I don't participate in those kind of streams because I need people to pay attention to me.
There are only a few of the larger streamers that I go to the chat with, and unfortunately I can't do that for the one because they only stream on Thursday as well. We're doing apparently random game streams from now on.
We've just decided that this is life now.
This is life. I kind of want to call it the random cope stream, but you know, this is just like, this is how we're getting through, people. Join us in the huddle. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. The kaiju can't be here forever.
Right into them.
Oh yeah, like their streams are insane.
Joe's gonna set up my new desk over the weekend. Hopefully, maybe if he can lug the 70-pound box down the hall.
Yeah, I
It's
get
a
to be
big,
one of
heavy
the
box.
people.
It weighs more than 2 peanuts.
Oh dang, that is a heavy box. I get to, so I'm volunteering for the AWC at the end of June. I'm actually volunteered for multiple positions, but one of them is for before the actual event and one is during the event. I get to be one of the people that gets to moderate multiple streams simultaneously. So I'm not an actual moderator, but I'm like there as like a higher level mod.
I mean, technically at that point, aren't you just a producer?
I think so. Yeah, it's also so that I can send messages of like if there's a delay or something to other people.
Like that just feels like technically that should be a producer credit.
But I'm also going to be helping coordinate volunteers for it when I get actual info.
Yeah, they know what they did. They know what they did. That's why I haven't used their name in any of the things that I'm doing. And I should probably be putting some of the World Anvil branding in there since like I'm actively working on the challenge this month. But being smart is not one of the powers I have anymore. Being a barely contained fountain of rage, that's my new superpower. Like, you just hold it back in. You just hold it in. So,
a lot of things.
Nikki, I am not going to go through the long list of things, but who was it? One of the folks in AuthorTube did a deep dive video last year, Dang it, I can see her face. I've been on one of her streams. I've played. Now I don't even remember the name of the game. You know, where you're little space people and you're sus and stuff.
Among Us.
Among Us. I've played Among Us with her on stream. I can't remember it.
Aussie?
Say it again?
Austin?
No, it wasn't.
Savvy?
No,
Is it
this is driving me
Sarah?
crazy. I know. Anyway, there are videos out there that explain they did a bad thing.
They did. So initially last year they did a bad thing that was like, or they discovered a thing and they kind of ignored it for a minute.
Yeah,
Until nobody would let them ignore it. That was an SVU-esque type thing that got ignored. And then some other stuff happened as a result of them finally taking action against that thing that happened. So
Yeah.
it's like a tumbleweed.
It is
Yeah.
a tumbleweed
It's
of
a snowball.
TOS violation.
yeah. There's a lot of reasons I'm not saying things, is I don't want this live
Like
stream
some of
taken
those
down.
words will literally get our stream turned off.
Yeah. I cannot on YouTube actually say some of the things. But yeah, there are some videos out there where they are very careful to not say the words, but explain what happened. They're out there if you really want to know. Just, it's bad. It's a very bad look for everyone involved. Like, there are no heroes here.
Except for somehow
Really?
the miners.
Right?
Yes, who like were protecting themselves and each other, which is insane.
I was just
They
meaning
were
like
running their own show.
yeah, I was meaning amongst the NaNoWriMo folk. Like,
Yeah, there's
there are no hero rose to this occasion. Like, there
only
are,
the people that reported it to higher authority and left the organization.
yeah, I was kind of surprised to see that the website is still around and that they're still doing anything. Honestly,
I have started doing so
Yeah.
For the Words is doing their own events now. I don't know if they're still, because they were a sponsor. But they had started the Aurealis Academy, but they've actually continued that. They started it again, and it's going to be a permanent feature. But they have regular challenges and stuff. So I don't know what's going, but I like For the Words more.
And if I have the energy come Camp Nano this year, because it coincides with World Building Summer Camp, I may
And
try
we're
to
also in a
start
camp.
a house for that, the June one.
The July one.
Yeah, the July one. So I might try to start a house in that so that we can actually try to get on the leaderboard and do some of the competition stuff, because I really like how the World Anvil house system works.
Orlando has a house system.
Oh yeah,
You will have to send me some links.
yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, so I might try to do something like that. That just depends on like the amount of energy that I have, because let's just say I've made some decisions about my work life, and I'm going to be trying to get much more of my own writing and stuff out there, because yeah, I would rather be, for anybody who wants to see more of me, coffee.com/CE Dorset should be linked in the doobly-doo. I'm trying to get away from all of the things that are paying me, so that
Also
I
link
can
mine.
so I can just focus on. I also have a Patreon if that is a thing you have to do, because I have 2 people that are members of my Patreon that did not switch over, and they refuse to switch over because they're like, I do this through Patreon. I'm like, all right. So I still technically have one of those, which is patreon.com/CE Dorset. But
You
I've been
also
putting
I'm glad
my
my camera's
Wednesday
not on so you
update.
can see how like
But I don't know if you're still doing it.
that was a lot of talking.
Oh, who goes first?
A lot of words just happened simultaneously, and I don't know what to do anymore.
Joe and I were having this problem on the phone this morning when I dropped off Peanut.
Spence, go.
I'm glad my camera's not on, because I'm like one of the 2 people who like keep forgetting to turn off Patreon. So I'm glad my camera's not on, so you couldn't see how shifty my eyes got for a second there.
Well, my only problem with Patreon is that they are wanting a lot bigger cut than Kofi does, and I am still grandfathered into the old plan, no matter how much they are trying to pressure me to change. And I feel like at some point in the not too distant future, they're just going to stop that legacy plan because they made the bad decision of taking on outside VC investors when they did not have to. I'm looking right at you, Jack Conte. You were making enough money. You did not need VCs. VCs are going to ruin this beautiful thing that you made.
I said you also had, I don't know if you're still doing things over there, but a Ream as well.
I do have a Ream. I am debating its place in my life because so far as I could tell, even when I was promoting it a lot, nobody read anything that I put over there.
That's fair.
And
I am one of your 2 followers.
Yeah, while I'm like, I don't think that I'm so great, I should have this mammoth following over there. When I pushed people to other services that I've tried, I have seen people migrate and try them out. I did not see that with Ream, and I don't know if it's just that people are not wanting to try something new.
That's fair. So
I
the
don't
one
know.
thing that I
like the idea of them, but
yeah, I like the idea, and I like the because I actually went in on my own stuff in like the other view of how to read stuff, and I actually really like that on how I can actually do that there, because you can actually comment very similar to how you come on Wattpad or used to.
And I'm really looking at Campfire now because Campfire has opened up where they're a full reading platform where you can have certain things be for free. You can have your world building.
Oh, you mean the thing that caused my application to become obsolete and no longer work?
Yeah.
That I paid for?
Yeah. They are doing some weird things over there, but I'm curious to see if it starts making money because it's all of the tools that I want kind of for a online place to sell my stories. But I have not decided because the thing I don't like about them, and before anyone gets excited about Campfire, you have to, as a writer, pay for the tools still. And while yes, I am paying for World Anvil, I do not have to pay for World Anvil. There is a free version that I could be using. I have chosen to pay for it because of some of the features that I want, and because, dear God, I don't want them to go away. They're so integral to everything that I do. And that is not an option for them.
They're run by like the most adorable couple ever.
Right? All hail Janet and the Blue Anvil.
I love Janet.
So Brian is
like
on
I
his
kind of live for world building summer camp, and when they do the prompt announcements, and as she's reading it off, Demi goes
dot.
It's just the most entertaining combination.
Also, the good thing,
I don't care how much trouble it gets me into at work. I watch it.
One of the great things about World Anvil is you can post your stories and stuff there, and you can lock it to your subscribers only, and you can make it where if people support you on Coffee or something, they get like the code.
Yeah, there are ways to do it over there. I am a huge fan of that. I have only started getting tempted by Campfire just because they have started sponsoring Tail Foundry, so I'm seeing their ads a lot. And I'm like, wow, you are saying the right things. Oh, that'll be fun. He's got a car full of stuff. If anybody knows an easy way to double or triple the size of your home without spending any money, like if anybody has figured out TARDIS technology that I can like set up some like bike wheels and an umbrella and make extra room happen, please let me know, because we have a lot of things coming into the house.
If that
And-
were possible, I would not have this stinky little room with the giant ass desk that I'm about to put in here. My best friend was picking on me so hard. She's like, when I told her what I was doing with the L-shaped desk and how I'm gonna have it laid out, she's like, "You're building a cubicle."
Yeah.
Yes,
I
it
want
is.
my own cubicle that doesn't involve an actual office space.
Want my own cubicle in my own house with my own bathroom that I have to share with my own people.
yeah, I think when the
And if I need to yell at the manager is me, so it's easy to yell at me.
yeah, I think when we have our community meetup, people are going to be surprised at how I have literally built a cubicle in the room that I call my office.
Mhm.
That is the place that
Well, now
I will never have again.
Once the desk gets built, it'll be L-shaped. So this whole setup that is currently I'm working off of will be here. So you'll get to see everything on this wall.
Sorry.
So I want to redo my corkboard. I want to rearrange all my stuffies and trinkets and fun nerdness. Maybe display my books.
Facial reactions are due to this. I loaded the picture. That is beautiful. That's nice.
All of my work in progresses are out of reach, or we turn into show off time.
Yeah, I really want an undetectable expansion charm because, for those of you who know, because we haven't been keeping it secret. I just don't like talking about it too much because it gives me emotions. Our restaurant we've had to close the restaurant. We have until the 12th to get everything out of the building. We initially had till the 30th. They've changed that to the 12th, maybe ish, and we've sold a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff we don't have to bring home, thank God. Because I think Brian was really hoping that we would have like the salamander and the really big stove. And I'm like, there's nowhere. That's
Where are you
in our
from,
kitchen.
Brian?
But we sold those, so we don't have to bring them. But there's a lot of stuff coming to the house and space. That's why
Your mom's random empty house might end up with stuff in it.
Well, that's why I'm like, I will never have my office again because he's already moved another freezer in back there. Because we also have all of the food that we not sell.
I wish I could go to your house like right now and help you rearrange it.
Oh,
I have become queen at this point of turning any space into a space that you can use. Just in elegant ways.
Come here, I'm closer.
But it works. Like I managed to have a 3-bedroom house and 3 kids, and I still have office space. It may just be like half a wall in my kitchen, but it works well enough.
So thank you, Nikki. Yeah,
but it's something.
This is the thing that has been stressing me out for the last couple of years because it increasingly looked like an inevitability and then became an inevitability. It was the Thanos that would just like sit outside the window waving at us for a couple of years there.
Considering everything that's happened in the last few years, the fact that it didn't explode.
Yeah, everything has been a struggle since the pandemic. And yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that.
And that's God's fault.
Yeah. Or a certain person who helped, certain group of people who helped convince everyone not to take safety precautions that then caused a whole bunch of people who didn't take safety precautions to just assume that the outside is just dangerous now and that they shouldn't go out anymore. Those people are also very high on my list. Because by the time y'all come to visit, I don't know what restaurants we will even have in town because 3 of them closed the same day we did.
Damn.
Ooh.
And more have announced that they are closing. So I don't know what town is going to look like in a couple months. But yeah, it's yeah, I could agree with that too. I'm just saying that we were struggling before, and then like nothing, business never came back afterwards. You know. Anyway, I'm not going to get all emotional, but yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. But for anybody who may be worried, don't. I have a decently paying job that I have been doing for my day job, and we have already started work on what will come next. So
Yeah, because the idea of Brian having free time is a little terrifying.
Love him, but it's terrifying.
I am still dealing with unprocessed trauma from when everything happened when we lived in California. That's been a lot of what this experience is, because we lived through the FERC crisis in California, where they decided to deregulate the energy industry, and all of a sudden your electrical bill was like $3,000 because deregulation. They were literally, all of the power that was being generated in California, they were selling to Nevada and then buying it back because they owned both companies and could use that to jack up the prices. Corporations were making more of a profit, and because it had been deregulated and the Federal Energy Commission did nothing to stop it, like, it was a dark time. It was a dark time. There were no jobs. We literally, when we moved out of California, we rented the last moving truck in Oakland because they had all been rented. There were no U-Hauls. There were no riders. Like, they had all been rented. And we found one, I think it was a Penske, that had one truck left. And we had to hurry up and scurry down there to get it because we were in a race with 3 other people.
Aw.
And we won the race. Which, feel bad for them, but yay, we weren't going to end up homeless. Yeah, a lot of unprocessed trauma from that is very alive and real in my system right now, and also in my husband's. But we're a lot better off. I actually own this house, so housing, not a problem. I have a day job. We've already started working on the next thing, but yeah, we'll be fine. Alrighty, so he is on his way home. Technically, I should be ending the stream, but I don't want to. So, I don't know. This is not going to be a forever stream. Don't get excited. I know somebody's going to pop their head into the chat and be like, forever stream. No, but we are going to go for a bit longer. So I'm going to start the next timer. My writing will not appear on the screen until I get back, but I am out of water. So this is your reminder. If you don't have a beverage, go get thyself a beverage. Make sure that you are hydrating. Is very important. So I'm going to go do that first, and you'll know when I get back to writing because I will put my share screen back up and all of the craziness will ensue. I honestly don't know how much writing I will get to do because, when the Chaos Demon gets home, but I want to get some more words.
Get him a Rubik's Cube.
More than likely he's gonna
Sudoku book. Brian and I share a brain. Get him a Sudoku book.
Oh, he is addicted to Sudoku.
Sudoku.
This is why I asked about next Friday. Because that is a time eater that they want to talk about.
Oh, the 3D printers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's really wanting a 3D printer for reasons. He has plans and ambitions. And
So I remembered that one of my nieces has a 3D printer. It was her Christmas gift. So I can get little minis and just be like, here's this file, child, print it.
Okay.
here's this file, child, print it.
Instead of me paying $20 plus shipping.
This is true, and they're tiny. Like I did get one of the Hero Forge minis. I love it. I'm glad that I did. It was a good reward for the project that I got it for, but it's tiny.
Yeah, and I know you don't like them.
I still
but
owe myself a
they're
mini
amazing
for
things.
publishing that finally.
What were you saying, Kat?
I said, I know you don't like the company, and I understand they're a terrible, awful company, but I'm running a D&D campaign for my nieces. But also, I kind of got their stuff from archive.org.
Let me make my rage clear. I have no problems with D&D. I have all of the problems with D&D Beyond, and every problem in the world with Wizards on the Coast and their parent company. People that play D&D, I grew up playing D&D. I remember I had the red box and the blue box and the yellow box. I go all the way back. I remember when they had to make an advanced version where you could actually make your own characters, because that used to not be a thing in D&D. That was the difference between D&D and advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, you got to make your own characters.
Yeah, I found a bunch of like free thingies and stuff to put in my little thing for me to print. I glued them in with rubber cement onto a foam board. I have a little binder. I'm super excited.
Did you get any Mod Podge yet?
Ma'am, I haven't been to a store.
Do you have any Elmer's glue?
I mean, my rubber cement is
They're
Elmer's.
different. They're different.
You need Elmer's school glue and water, and then you have Mod Podge, and Mod Podge is magic.
Yeah,
Mod
I don't
Podge
have
is very
the
much
only Elmer's glue like squeeze that I have is glittery.
Then you have glittery Mod Podge.
Yeah.
Two problems here.
But yeah, I found some free stuff, and then so I'm making a binder for myself, so I'm prepared, so that I can teach my nieces how to play D&D, and we can build a campaign together. I can force them to learn about mythology.
For anybody who plays D&D, there are a lot of free virtual tabletops out there. There are a lot, if you're giving money to D&D Beyond, there are a lot of other very good, decent people running other virtual tabletops that you could give that money to instead. I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm the only one here who watches Julia on Max, but I'm very much in the Ava's position of every time I hear D&D Beyond or Wizards on the Coast, my immediate response, like Ava's, is fuck that guy. Like, just
It's like me and Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, I just
but I use their stuff.
They've done a multitude of very bad things throughout my life, but here recently, they've just been adding to that pile and then trying to gaslight their own players about them. And like, I am beyond just done with them as a company. And I would do a celebration of a dance if they went out of business. Like, I would buy fireworks, and I have PTSD, and fireworks are bad for me, but I would buy them and set them off and accept the consequences just to celebrate the downfall of this company. That's how strong my feels are about them. The game is fine. Have fun with the game.
I was just picturing a Hobby Lobby being metaphorically on fire, and that would be my response too. Only to a metaphorical fire, not an actual fire. No one commit arson.
Yeah.
Don't do the thing. No bad things. But metaphorical fires would be funny.
But also, there are much better game systems out there that aren't as bloated and obsolete as D&D. as D&D has really not done a good job keeping itself up to date and is really trash as far as the game system out there.
I'm already planning on making, if my nieces are up for it, I'm gonna change some things in it to have specifically a Persephone druidic circle. Persephone-esque one. I'm gonna bake these children basically. They don't know anything about it.
Also, on that note, I believe Osric is still free. At least the core book for Osric is free. So they reverse engineered first edition D&D using the third edition open game license. So when they got sued, they got to just hold up their license agreement and laugh and get it
Good
thrown
for
out of
them.
court. So I do believe that the core book for that is free. I think they have some expansions and adventures and that they've put out, and I do believe that they've got like a tip jar and stuff, but it is really fun. It is extremely nostalgic for me because they completely reverse engineered first edition D&D out with some of the benefits that came in second, but without any of the flaws of second. Like, it's a perfect hybrid of first and second edition D&D made with the open game license of third. That it just exists out there in the universe now. So
if I ever got into a game that was not D&D, it would need to have as much already created material as D&D does. Because it's definitely one of those things for me as a like game builder. I need the creative constraints of having already existing like things to fight.
I really want to introduce you to the World of Darkness games because I want to play a Changeling game where you're running it.
Okay, we can do that.
Which World of Darkness? What do you? Another vampire
Changeling is the
werewolf.
fairies.
There's a
Yes. So in the most of them are still available because there's the vampire version of it, which is Vampire the Masquerade or Vampire the. If it's not Vampire the Masquerade, ignore it. All the other Vampire the Redemption is terrible. Vampire the Gathering is just a piece of shit.
I have very arbitrary rules for my gaming experience. I have to be able to get physical copies of the book in hardcover. I have to be able to roll D20s.
Oh, yeah, it's a D10.
They don't have that. Yeah, they use D10s in World
because it's the same game system that's in Vampire. For anybody who's played Vampire, it's just they're fair. It's all about fairies and how they are hiding amongst us and doing crazy things to this world.
You know what? I can convert a D20 into a D10. It's fine, Spence. I'll convert a D20 into a D10 for you. I'll figure it out.
Okay, cool. But yeah, send me some information because that might be fun.
I'm just saying, if
I didn't know that there was a fairy version of it.
Yes,
you could co-run a game, honey.
Changeling the Dreaming was the original version of the Fae game. I can't remember what the other editions are called. And Mage the Ascension, Werewolf the Apocalypse. Though Werewolf the Apocalypse isn't the fun one, Werewolves in the Old West is hilarious. If you wanted to play a cowboy werewolf in the American West.
I always wanted to play, what is it, Weird Wild West?
Oh.
Yeah.
I've not played that since first edition.
That is one I will look into eventually, but I want to play that one.
Yeah, that's one that I would literally throw like all the other rules out aside from needing a physical copy of the book because I don't absorb information from the screen the same way.
I was really close friends with the sister of one of the main developers of Wraith and actually got to play test it back when it was Ghost the Haunted.
Oh shit, where's my charger?
So yeah, I play tested when it was Ghost the Haunting before it became Wraith the Oblivion. And they're very different games.
Haley's
there also, for a very short period of time, was a cartoon game where everything worked in cartoon physics. It was basically Roger Rabbit, the game. It was called Toontown, which was one of the games that White Wolf had put out. There was a Street Fighter one that they put out and a superhero one that they put out. Because they used to have like literally all of the genres. And the Toontown one is hilarious.
I want. Where is it?
Ah.
That's a PDF of it.
You're in the purple now.
Yeah, all of my old books disappeared in the third Great Pilfering.
I have because I was doing for a while. We were playing a VTM campaign with Jace, Sako, Ginny, and Sage. That's actually where one of my characters, Rave or Revette, came from, and I changed her for her to be in Blood Rain. But Revette I was Revette. She was a gang girl. No, yeah, gang girl. I was a gang girl. Who, as a human, I was supposed to be a lion shifter, a were-lion. But somebody before I became a were-lion or whatever turned me. We never got to continue that. I'm so sad. It's been like 2 years. We never finished our game.
And if you're really wedded to D20s, because they are used in the game, one of the best and most obscenely convoluted lore games ever made is Earth Dawn, because it's literally why we have legends. Because apparently every now and then magic spikes and the world goes crazy, and it actually takes place in like prehistoric Earth, kind of, but there are still dragons and elves and dwarves and all manner of people. But the map is Europe and Northern Africa, except for the Mediterranean Ocean is a sea of lava because the gods trapped death in it, and death is not happy about that.
Wait, do they have a demon version of it? That's cool.
Alrighty. What? Yeah. Yeah. We're talking about other game systems, large and expansive lore.
Yeah.
I want. You changed it. I will find it. Ooh, blanket.
No, it's
Ooh.
progress.
Nice. That was very
Nice.
That is very
Alrighty.
fun.
So I was gonna do some things, and I have decided to change my mind. Yeah, I meant to stop a while ago, and then I was like, I don't want to. Now I do. So
Sorry.
no, I'm just my brain is in a place.
We derailed your brain.
No,
Brain
no, I
So I
have-
can get Changeling the Dreaming second edition for $9.99 as a PDF off of Drive-Thru RPG.
yeah, they re-released the second editions of all of the
They
games.
also have a
the
20th edition or 20th anniversary. I
The
guess.
20th anniversary editions are basically cleaned up versions where all of the errata got fixed, because there were some errors that made it into the initial printing that used to go to their website and they had all of the here's what we got wrong in the book you bought section.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, either the 20th anniversary or the
Standing up.
like,
Can I get
very
a
good.
physical? I do. Oh, that's expensive.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and close off the stream now because, like I said, we were supposed to stop at 6, and I just didn't want to. But now my brain has a long laundry list of things that I need to tell that one over there, and then I'm probably not going to feel like being creative after that. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. I'm writing a bunch over on World Anvil and in other places. If you want to see my mystical spiritual writing, it's over at wisdomscry.com. I am also going to be having a bit more stuff happening over on projectshadow.com in the not too distant future. So those are the places to find me. Anybody have anything they want to say before we go?
Episode 3 of the Awkward Author Mom podcast. Bleh. Give myself a mouthful. Came out today. Is talking all about this series. And book 2 is with Jace. So, yay!
Yay, he finally got.
It's getting developmentally edited.
He's no longer missing.
Or he was probably
He is no
reading
longer
it.
missing.
He was so wonderful. I was getting worried.
We talked for like an
And
hour
nobody
on
was in-
Sunday.
Okay, I was getting worried that like nobody had heard from him that I knew, like that I had known.
So, Nikki, I'm sorry about that. I will say all of my streams for this month are now scheduled because of the YouTube fuckery that was happening when I tried to schedule tonight. So you can see my full streaming schedule is up on the channel. So you can see what times we start for all of it. Right? Much celebration. There was much rejoicing. Actually, Jace deserves the full party. There we go. Woo! Oh, it's just my head. That was cool. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to full screen to do that one again.
It's like a Power Rangers Zordon situation.
Right?
Which reminds me, there's apparently a Power Rangers role-playing game, but it's apparently not that great, but I still want it. I love
Oh,
Power Rangers.
it's okay. I was just letting you know, like, my full schedule is up there so that you can get a look at it, so that you know. Alrighty. Have all the fun, and we will be here tomorrow for Madcap Misadventures in probably every video game imaginable. Who knows? It'll be a surprise. Mainly because they're doing this whole Castlevania thing in V Rising.
I need to go look at V Rising right now. Thank you.
Yeah, they're
Um,
doing a whole Castlevania thing. Simon Belmont is hunting you yeah. They have introduced Simon Belmont as a hunter in V Rising.
So also, I believe it's May 8th. It officially goes to 1.0 as well. So I'm wondering if they're gonna like reset my game again. So I'm resisting playing because I want.
I'm just saying, I want to hunt down Simon Belmont and make him suffer for the sins of his ancestors. I have so much. I love the Castlevania games, but Simon in particular needs to be slapped so hard, and I want to make the vampire that helps to do that. So who knows what we'll be playing
Are
tomorrow?
you saying that we all might be playing together?
Yeah, who knows? I'm just saying things are wild. Who knows what's going to be happening?
Murdering people.
That's why I set it up as a random stream. Yeah, Woody could be taking on tree beards. Who knows? Could be all kinds of crazy things. All right. See you all tomorrow, y'all. Bye.